If you're an author, the best way to show up on a podcast, so a lot of people want to get on places like Joe Rogan, Rich Roll, and so many others. However, does your message really resonate with that audience? And is there a way to get there at some point in the future? We got to figure out who your message is for. Find those podcast shows that are smaller audiences that you can really target. Figure out who they are, make a list of where they're at, and start to research. Start to figure out not only who are they talking to, what kind of pain points do they try to solve on their show, what kind of other guests have they had on, what do they talk about? If you can bring something unique to that podcast host, then your best bet is to not only bring that research to them and say, hey, I realize that you've had 100 guests, but none of them have talked about money and adventure and hiking. And this is my expertise. I'd love to come on your show and give your audience an episode that would really resonate with them. Are you interested? Let me know. I'd love to get to know you, get to know your show and your team. When you send something like that, now you're answering a problem that host may have. When you do that, you become valuable. So of course, you'll get booked on the show. You'll of course have your book. You can even send them a copy of your book. This is something that I've done. I've sent my book out to many podcast hosts and people that I want to connect with. It's an easy business card transaction. They receive a gift, my name resonates with what they want to do, and from there, we build a relationship. Now that you're booked, and now that you're on the show, or getting ready to get on the show, you gotta get ready. So whether you're doing it over Zoom, or over any other kind of a digital platform, get familiar with those platforms. Get yourself a nice microphone. Get yourself a nice camera. Those kinds of things matter. And even more so, sit in an environment where there's not a whole lot of echo. Sit in an environment where it matters, again, adds value to that host, right? You're impressing them in some way, shape, or form. So the final thing is, you want to talk about the transformations that you have made, about where you were and where you are today, and that epiphany that happened in the middle. Whether it was financial, starting a new career, whatever it was, because that's the transformation we're all looking to connect with. And so when you do that, when you think about that, that's how you're able to resonate deeper with the audience. When you're done with the interview, be sure to thank them in some way that is unique to them and yourself. But I really thank them by sharing 1 or 2 or even 3 of their episodes before my episode comes out. So I warm my audience up to the episodes that we're doing together. And that means so much to the host. That means the world, because what are they trying to do? They're trying to grow their audience, right? They're trying to get sponsorships for their show. They're trying to do things that you can help with. And so the more you do that, you'll get invited back. You'll be talked about with other podcast hosts. And they might even refer you to more shows to be on because they had an amazing experience working with you. People will never remember what you say. They will always remember how you make them feel. So how do you make the audience feel? How do you make the podcast show feel? Remember, it's not about you, your book, or your message. It's really about the host, his audience, and the message that resonates with them the most. So when you reverse engineer it, you'll show up, look like the star, and create an amazing experience that, of course, is memorable. I'm here today with my friend, Sam, who owns Jubilee Hall. I'm literally in Portland, Oregon. I showed up because I wanted to do an interview with him to talk about his story, to talk about not only his life and what he's doing, but this cause-driven coffee shop that's gonna support refugees and immigrants and train them and get them out in the workforce. I think it's beautiful. He has a story that deeply resonates not only with me, but with the audience that I love sharing stories with. And by coming here, shooting it at his coffee shop, again, creating that environment, I'm looking to create memorable experiences that make my audience feel something, especially around a cause that drives me and my work. So stay tuned to the next episode where I interview Sam, where I point out some of these things that I talked about. If you're an author, the best way to show up on a podcast is to be yourself, to be human, and create a memorable experience. I'm Hussein Albaiaty. You take care. Peace.